Hi, I'm Emily Fons, the Southeast Wisconsin Regional Farmers Market Coordinator of the USDA FMPP grant through UW Extension. Welcome to the Southeast Wisconsin Farmers Market Collaborative Tasted Tent How-To video. The collaborative was formed by 4 Southeast Wisconsin regional markets participating in the USDA Farmers Market Promotion Program grant administered by the University of Wisconsin Extension. Participation in the grant focused on 2 things: implementing or sustaining sales data collection processes and designing a replicable project that would increase visitor engagement and drive agricultural product sales. The market managers of the Brown Deer, Jackson Park, Oak Creek, and Riverwest farmers markets are here today to walk you through their successful Tasted Tent project so that your market can get its own Tasted Tent up and running too. I'll let them introduce themselves now.
Hi, I'm Carrie Hoy, the market manager for the Brown Deer Farmers Market, located in the northern suburb of Milwaukee.
Hi, I'm Dina Radke. I'm the manager for the Jackson Park Farmers Market, located in the near southwest side of Milwaukee.
Hi, I'm Ruth Weil, and I'm the market director of the Riverwest Farmers Market, which is in the heart of the city of Milwaukee.
And Dawn Carrillo, Oak Creek Farmers Market, located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. The Tasted Tent is so much more than just a tent at your farmer's market. It is the first place customers and the community come to try a sample of something new every week. The Tasted Tent is also a great marketing opportunity for the farmer who provided the vegetables or fruits, as well as for your market that day. So the Tasted Tent started in Oak Creek, and we started with ground cherries. I was a new manager, I didn't know what a ground cherry was, and so I would buy a pint from the farmers and give them out to the people at the market. I thought if I didn't know what a ground cherry was, chances are there were other people that didn't as well. So I know I had the silly hat, and at the time I had a vest that I would wear it, and I was very official looking, but still, we thought that maybe it should be somebody that is preparing different vegetables behind a tent, and that's how the Tasted Tent started. We get a banner, a tent, some volunteers, and the Tasted Tent was born.
So everybody wants to know, what do you actually need to set up your Tasted Tent? Some of the core items that all of us share in common include our Tasted Tent tents. Some of them look a little bit different, but this is a generic one that just says Tasted Tent. Anybody can use that. We also ordered 2 tables for every single tent. So there's a table that is in the front and one that's in the back for the actual work with the produce. We have sandwich board signs that we keep out in front of our tent to get people's attention and get them to stop in and actually try some things. On the table, you'll see a table cover, but then a really nice runner that's really bright color that matches with the logo that's on our tent. Also very eye-catching for the individuals that are coming to the tent. So the other items that are needed, of course, are the tent weights. Those are really important for anyone that's setting up a tent. We have a compost bin, so for markets that composting is an important component of, those markets tend to buy items that are compostable, so gloves and little tasting cups. So the bin is right there. You fill it up, and at the end of the night, somebody takes it home and uses it in their own individual compost. On the table, you will see we have a sign, and this identifies what the item or items are for that particular week. For some markets, depending on who your customer base is, it's also nice to have it in multiple languages or to have recipes in multiple languages to meet the needs of your shoppers. On the table itself, we have a tray that we use to actually get out in front of the table and get people to come in and entice them. You'll see that our colleague Dawn has cut up some fresh corn, and there's corn in each of the cups like this. So customers take the cup, they can taste it, they throw away the cup in the composting, and they're like, it's delicious! Which vendor can I get that corn from? We have different kinds of things that we can hang on the vendors' tents for that particular week, so shoppers can find them really easy that they are the featured vendor for the week. Most important is the actual produce. So you'll see here a really nice selection of things. You can pick what you want for the week. We try to use a different item every week so customers get a different flavor every week in terms of what might be in season that particular day. We also want to make sure that we're rotating through our vendors, so it's not always the same vendor that's getting access to being that highlighted person for the week. So kind of sharing the wealth with our vendors, and then really using a wide variety of produce. Now that we've gotten through some of the big ticket items like the tent and the table weights, there's a whole selection of items that are needed to run the Tasted Tent, the actual nuts and bolts. So what you'll see here in addition to the table is a big canister for water. please know what your local regulations are in terms of food handling at markets. We wash our produce here, but it's also used as a hand washing station. We have soap on the table. We might have a strainer that we're rinsing our vegetables or our produce off with. And then you'll see all kinds of other things. So we have compostable gloves that people wear when they're handling the food. Like you'll see here is Dawn's cutting up a zucchini. We have a variety of cutting boards and utensils to help us depending on what the item is for the week. So we have a brush to help clean items. We have a variety of peelers and different knives. Here you'll see a tray that's really advantageous in terms of getting out in front of our customers. So we're not just standing behind the table, but we're really encouraging people to come forward and try something off of that tray. Our compostable little tasting cups that the customers take. A couple of extra bins for a variety of things that we might need for washing or just putting dirty dishes in. Some towels. And last of all, but certainly not least, are the aprons. So the aprons also help identify us as working with the Taste Tent or as a volunteer here at the market, and it also helps us keep ourselves clean when we're cutting out produce. So when you're planning for your Taste Tent, there's some other things to consider. Thinking about storage for the tent and tables and all of the accessories, but also the who's going to help set up the tent, who's going to run the tent, who's going to take it down, as well as who might actually be washing the towels that were there that week, who might actually be needing to wash the tablecloths that are there that week. So some of those kinds of things on the checklist just to make everybody's life easier and have a plan up front. So now that we've talked about the what goes into the actual tent, now we're going to talk about how we do it. Because each of our 4 markets, although we have a structure, we each do this a little bit differently to meet the needs of our market and who we happen to be partnering with at that given time. So for Jackson Park, we are an all volunteer run tent. So it's individuals primarily from our neighborhood who are engaged in our farmers market and have really bubbling personalities and like to talk to the customers that come through. So that's how we do it. We do it fully with our volunteer team.
At the Brown Deer Farmers Market, we are lucky to have some great community partners that run our tent for us, most notably Course Community Health Plans and some other local sponsors.
In Oak Creek, we have a sponsor that covers the costs. We run the tent with seniors from the local high school that donate their time and service hours.
In Riverwest, we work with a community partner as well, a food education organization named Food Right. And what they do is they create a recipe, and we get different products from various vendors throughout the market that day. They pre-plan the recipe, they hand out cards and samples. It's a great way for folks to understand how to use the market products in their everyday life.
So as part of the grant, all 4 markets are expected to collect data. We created a very simple sheet for our individuals running the tent to keep for every single week. So the date, the sample or samples given, the type of samples, the farm or farms providing those samples, and then the numbers of actual samples given out. In addition to the data that we collect, we also talk about anecdotal kinds of feedback. So we get feedback from our vendors, we get feedback from our customers. They share stories about how an item might be used, how it might be cooked, how it fits into a particular culture, and so people are learning things all along the way. The data helps us in terms of how many customers have actually maybe tried something new, but also did our vendors who were highlighted for that week, did they sell more of that item at their vendor table? Did they run out of an item? And that is really helpful feedback, and it also provides buy-in from our vendors to be able to provide those items every single week. So if they feel that they are selling more items because of the Taste It tent, they're much more willing to be part of the work that we're doing with the Taste It tent.
New this year, we will create a lending library of different items so that you can bring it into your market free of charge and be able to try out a Taste It tent in your market.
We would love to see other markets try the Taste It tent. It's a great way to engage with shoppers and really support the farmers and producers at your market.
Get started right away with just a tent and a table. Over time, watch it grow and evolve into a unique part of your market.
And it's a really great way to individualize your market. We all do it differently. It's also a pretty low cost startup fee, so it's really manageable for us.
If you want any advice, some more information, graphics, or really have any questions for us, we encourage you to reach out. The contact information is on your screen. We also want to give a special thank you to Kristen Kurkowski, commercial horticulture educator, for the use of her beautiful farm.